I believe. Some stories don't need to be explained. They touch your heart like a quiet melody, sad, beautiful, and unforgettable. Tonight, I want to tell you about something I witnessed with my own eyes. It didn't happen in a movie or on the news. It happened on a cold winter night, right here in the quiet neighborhood where I live. It's a story about an elderly woman, an old wooden house, and a mother cat who showed me the true meaning of love. My neighbor, Miss Ruth, lived alone for many years in a weathered little house next to mine. She was in her 70s, soft-spoken, with silver hair always tied back in a neat bun. But she wasn't truly alone. She had Lily. Lily was a tabby cat Ruth had adopted from the shelter. Ever since she came home, she followed Ruth everywhere. To the garden, the kitchen, even curled up by her feet while Ruth read in her chair. And one spring morning, Lily gave birth to 5 tiny kittens. Ruth set up a warm basket next to the fireplace, and every evening I would stop by to see them. The kittens mewed softly, curled against their mother, while Lily purred gently. And Ruth would smile, saying, "They're my little family now. Small, but just right." That winter night was colder than most. I had just gone to bed when the smell of smoke woke me up. I stepped out onto the porch and froze. Ruth's house was on fire. Bright orange flames lit up the sky, and thick smoke billowed into the street. I called 911 and ran outside. Neighbors gathered. Fire trucks arrived within minutes. Ruth was pulled from the house just in time. She was coughing hard, her face covered in soot. But all she could say was, "Lily, my babies, they're still inside." A firefighter paused, shook his head gently. "The fire's moving too fast. We can't send anyone in for animals." I'll never forget the look on Ruth's face. It wasn't fear, it was heartbreak. And then, it happened. Out of the chaos, a small shadow slipped through. Lily. She darted straight into the burning house. No hesitation, no fear, just purpose. People gasped. Someone shouted, "That cat's crazy! She'll never make it out alive." But minutes later, there she was, carrying one kitten gently in her mouth, fur singed, eyes wide, trembling. She laid her baby at Ruth's feet. Before anyone could stop her, she turned and ran back into the flames. Again, and again, and again. Each time she returned with another kitten. Each time her body was a little more burned, a little weaker. But her eyes never changed. They stayed focused, fierce, full of love. When Lily brought out the 5th and final kitten, she collapsed in the snow, burnt, shaking, barely breathing. A local vet who had come to help knelt down beside her. "She's alive," he whispered. She did it. Lily and her kittens were rushed to the clinic. Word of her bravery spread like wildfire. The local paper called her the mother hero. Students raised money to help rebuild Ruth's home. The shelter pledged to cover Lily's medical care for life. A few weeks later, I visited Ruth. She was living in a small rental while repairs were underway. And there, on a soft blanket, lay Lily, healing slowly, surrounded by her 5 kittens, now growing stronger each day. Ruth looked at me and said, "That little cat, she didn't just save her family, she saved mine." Since that night, I've never looked at animals the same way. In Lily, I saw something beyond instinct. I saw sacrifice, loyalty, love that doesn't think twice. People say only humans can truly love. But I don't believe that anymore. Because on the coldest night of the year, a little tabby cat walked into fire, not once but 5 times, to save her children. She didn't do it for a reward. She didn't think about danger. She just loved. And somehow, that was enough to make a miracle happen. If you still have your mother, or if you are a mother, I hope you know the quiet love you give day after day might just be the most powerful thing in the world. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a little hope today. And if you'd like to hear more stories like this, real, gentle, and filled with meaning, subscribe to our channel. Because somewhere out there, even in the smallest lives, love still burns brighter than fire.